everyone, I'm Orpho here. I finally get some time to put together a build video for my Stamina Nightblade Dragonbones patch. I will be discussing a couple of options for when Summerset hits as well. But without any further ado, let me just get through my main stats. We're gonna start off by my unbuff stats. Got 13k max magicka, 14k, well almost 15k max health, which in Cyrodiil translates into 20k, which is very low in a sense. It's quite low, but you're gonna be extremely elusive and really difficult to hit, so you will not find having many problems with running around with just 20k health. Then I've got max stamina 31k, and that's very good. Normally with the Stamina Nightblades, the minimum threshold, since you want very high magicka and stamina recovery, the minimum threshold for your stamina pool will be around 30k, and I go up by over 1.2k, which is really good. Unbuffed magicka and stamina recovery, very good. Magicka recovery 1300, stamina recovery 2200. Buffed, they go up to almost 1500 magicka recovery and 2500 stamina recovery. You might think 2500 is not very much, but through siphoning attacks, that's actually really good. Technically goes over 3k with siphoning attacks, so you will not have any problem sustaining, and this is why I was able to switch to the warrior Mundustone rather than the serpent, because I've got, with this setup, I've got enough stamina management, well, stamina recovery management, and that enables me to be more aggressive with my Mundustones, switching to the warrior. Also, the sets that I'm using facilitate my my resource management, as we're gonna see in a moment. Weapon damage unbuffed is over 3k, so 3100 weapon damage. Now when that is fully buffed, let me just show you. Just show you 4600 in stealth and 4300 when not in stealth, and again that's an excellent amount of weapon damage with 36.4% weapon critical. My spell and physical resistance are not that impressive, since I'm wearing full medium armor, and my critical resistance is over 3k, which is really good. Now let me just move to my inventory and show you the gear that I'm using. Now on my back bar I have marksman. Now marksman, in my opinion, is a very underrated set. It is excellent at sustaining. You can see that the first three items are stamina recovery, so that enables me to have that buff on at all time. On my jewelry, well, when I'm on my front bar, even though in the next patch I'm gonna have just the jewelry on, that will enable me to have access to the stamina recovery all the time. On my back bar I also enjoy a weapon damage bonus, which is nice, and then my fifth piece gives me a reduced cost for my stamina abilities by 5%. Now the reason why I keep marksman on my back bar is not only because that's where my bow is, but particularly because on my back bar I've got expensive skills, and so this 5% reduced cost to my stamina abilities, by the way, that includes roll dodge. It's really nice. And then the second half of the last bonus is an 8% damage buff to my bow abilities against players. So this is a purely PvP kind of set rather than a PvE one. So I've got Marksman on my back bar. Well, activate it fully on my back bar. I've got 3 jewelry. Okay, as you can see here, 3 marksman rings, and then 1 piece on my body, on my belt, and then the 5th piece is my bow on my back bar. Um, for my front bar, I use an Asylum Greatsword. The reason why I use this is because with it my ultimates are gonna be up all the time. Um, so yeah, I just like running with an Asylum Greatsword on my front bar. Then the second 5-piece set that I use is Shackle Breaker. It's really good again because it gives me both magicka and stamina recovery. And there's a stamina Nightblade. I use a lot of magicka, and so magicka recovery is really helpful. The reason why I really like this kind of build is because it's quite bursty, and it can sustain really well, not just at a stamina level but at a magicka level. And my play style, this is just how I like to play. I use a lot of cloak, okay, I use a lot of shades, so I use a lot of magicka all the time, and this is why I like having my magicka pool above 10k, and also my magicka recovery quite high as well. Again, I'm very squishy, running with only 20k max health, but I'm very hard to get. I don't struggle 1vxing with this build, if this is what you may be wondering. So my second 5-piece set is Shackle Breaker, not only for the magic and stamina recovery, but for the 5th piece bonus, which is max magicka and max stamina. So I really love this set. I use it both on my magicka and stamina setups, and I'm finding it really difficult to move away from it. Then I've got 1-piece monster set, and that's Dummy House, again because it gives me max stamina and max magicka. All of my gear has got max stamina enchantment, okay, all of it, everything is impenetrable, and my jewelry has got 3 weapon damage glyphs. Now, with regards to my consumables, nothing's changed much. I still use the jewels of Misrule. Many people, instead of a set like Marksman, they would rather go for Bone Pirate set and use Dubious Cameron Throne, which gives you a much larger stamina pool, but your magicka pool and your magicka recovery are really low, and I don't like, as I said, running with low magicka and magicka recovery. So this is why I still stick to Jewels of Misrule, and this is why I don't run with Bone Pirate, because Bone Pirate only works with drinks and not with food, so it would be basically useless for me to use it. Then I use tripods. I use these in battle because they, apart from giving me magicka and stamina back, although that's seldom what I need, gives me health back as well. But really, mainly during my battles, I use these pots of immovability. Not only they give me not only do they make me immune to knockback and disabling effects for over 10 seconds, but they increase my stealth detection by 20 meters. So I pop these every time I go against another Nightblade. Anyone that goes in stealth, either magicka or stamina, I always pull them out of cloak with this and just finish them off. And it also restores magicka as well as granting me major intellect that increases magicka recovery by 20% for 47, well, almost 48 seconds. So this is a great pot, and I would encourage anyone to use it. Another essence of immovability that you could use, that however doesn't give you that increased stealth detection against Nightblades, is this one. Again, it gives you immovability for over 10 seconds, but also restores health and stamina, increasing also your stamina recovery by 20%. But I seldom use this one because I'd rather be able to see stealthed enemies. And then my other set of potions that I use is this Essence of Invisibility that grants me Vanish. Okay, so I become invisible for over 15 seconds, and it gives me also Major Expedition. So I use this one when I'm in a really tricky situation and I know I can't survive it. So I pop one of these and just very easily get away. I recommend you be a vampire because of the undeath passive that will just increase your survivability, but also because you will be sneaking a lot and you need to have that movement speed buff when you're sneaking. Now, with regards to my skills, on my front bar, I've got Mass Hysteria, Rally for my burst heal, and Major Brutality. I've got Ambush as my gap closer, Surprise Attack as my spammable, Reverse Slice for my finisher. Now I prefer this one to Executioner because this one does splash damage. I know it deals slightly less damage than Executioner, but the splash damage is particularly useful, especially in the sewers when you're surrounded by trash, or when you're 1vxing. Maybe you get everybody low with a Dawnbreaker, and then when you execute the lowest, well, the player with lowest health, you're actually damaging the others. And sometimes it's happened I've executed more than one player at the same time with this execute. Now, if you want, you can use the other morphs, no problem whatsoever. Then, good old faithful incapacitating strikes. It's only 70 ultimate. It only costs 70 ultimate, and it does an awful lot of damage. And really, with your asylum weapon, this is gonna be up all the time, and it's just incredible. It's really, really good to have on your front bar. I wouldn't use anything else. Then on my back bar, I've got a shuffle. Now, shuffle, notice just how, well, it is normally quite expensive, but it only cost me 3500 stamina because of my marksman set active on my back bar. Then I've got Resolving Vigor, Shadowy Disguise, Poison Injection, and Leeching Strikes. Now, Leeching Strikes it's just fundamental that you have it there. If you don't have it, if you have something else, like, say for example, yes, if you have something like Green Focus, well, you would have the other morph, Relentless Focus. Instead of Leeching Strikes, you will not be able to sustain very well. So this is why, in my opinion, you really need to keep this skill on here. Now, the fact that you've got Marksman active on your back bar, Poison Injection, not only will it cost you less, but it will hit even more. Mind, it will not, your initial hit will hit more, because the moment in which you swap to your front bar, you will lose the benefits of your marksman set, which is only active on your back bar. And then I've got Soul Tether at the back. Now, here you can put whatever you want. Now, the reason why I like to use Soul Tether here is because of a siphoning passive. Let me just find it. It increases your healing done by 3% for each siphoning ability slotted. Now, because I've got Leeching Strikes and also the ultimate Soul Tether, I get a bonus of 6%. Something that Nightblades are really rubbish at doing is healing themselves. So having this 6% bonus active at the back all the time is it's fairly good. Now, I forgot to mention this. My the trait of my weapons on my back bar, my bow is infused, so that doesn't benefit my healing done. It's there only to give me to increase the potency of my weapon damage glyph before I actually engage in a fight. so it doesn't help my healing, but I have the 6% bonus on my back bar, which it helps. And then on my front bar, my asylum weapon is Nernhorn, so that one does help my healing. So even though Nightblades are not very good at healing, with this setup I managed to heal fairly good, both on my front bar and my back bar. And besides, Soul Tether is excellent when you're in a sticky situation, you're under pressure, you've got enemies all around you, you just pop this and you're able to keep on fighting while healing yourself and doing damage. I mean, it's magic damage, but it still deal over 10k damage and stuns your opponent, so this is great. Now something that I would like to play around with is to lose mass hysteria and put shades instead. I'm gonna try this in the next patch, and the reason why is because I want to move around more freely without losing poison injection or shuffle. Now I know that mass hysteria is a great CC, it's a hard CC, it's unblockable, it's undodgeable, but with having incapacitating strike up all the time, I can stun my enemy either by attacking with surprise attack from stealth, or through incapacitating strike, or through soul tether, or through, if you want, what is it, or you can use Dawnbreaker or Smiting. So I want to try and do that to free up a slot and put shades in this, because in this spot, because from next patch shades you will be able to put it down before engaging with an enemy. You don't have to target lock on an enemy to put your shades down, and that's gonna be tactically excellent. So I can't wait to start playing around with it. Also in Summerset I will be able to have my uh, marksman set active again on my back bar, but without having a marksman piece on my armor. This will free up my head and shoulder for a monster set. So I am planning on using Celine. Something else that you could use is a one-piece dummy house, and another piece that gives you stamina recovery, or anything else. It's up to you. So I believe this build in Somerset is going to be even more effective, and yeah, even more bursty. But we can only wait until Somerset hits before we can actually test all of these things out. Now, with regards to my champion points, this may not be completely optimized, but this is what I'm running at the moment. 28 points into Warlord to reduce the cost of my breaking free, 49 into Arcanist, and 75 into Mooncalf. I've got 0 points into Tenacity since I seldom do heavy attacks because I sustain very well anyway. But if you wanted, you could take some points out of here, or all of them, and put them into Tenacity. Then I've got 66 points into Tumbling because my armor is fully in pen, so I want to be able to reduce the cost of roll dodging a lot. Since I roll dodge a lot, now already I reduce it by 5% through marksman when I roll dodge on my back bar, which is what I mostly do anyway. But I really wanted to reduce its cost as much as possible through my champion points as well. Got 21 points into Shade since I sneak a lot. By the way, with the Leeching Strikes up, you can walk about in sneak all the time, 24/7, without ever running out of stamina. So this is an excellent kind of perk to have on your active on your champion points skill. Then I've got 1 point into Bifar because I didn't know where else to put it, and yeah, that's the green tree. Now the blue tree, I've got 27 points into Blessed to increase my healing done. Got 20 points into Shattering Blows for when I go against sorcerers or any magicka build with shields up. Got 51 points into Master at Arms, 40 into Precise Strikes, 46 into Piercing, and 56 into mighty. So then we move on to the red tree. I've got 40 points into ironclad, 10 into spell shield. Because I'm a vampire, my kryptonite is dragonites, okay, especially heavy armor dragonites. Light armor dragonites not so much, but heavy ones, they are my kryptonite. So you want to put some points into here to mitigate your fire damage, or at least your fire weakness. I've got 52 points into resistant, 26 into thick skin, 56 into hardy, and elemental defender, and nothing here. So this is the build, guys. I strongly recommend you trying it out. I know that some of you will have their doubts about it, but honestly, I would encourage you to try it out. You can use it into non-CP campaigns and battlegrounds as well. All you need to do is to switch back from the warrior mundus stone to the serpent, and yes, so just try it out. Tell me what you think. I find it extremely successful. I have a lot of fun with this. I can harass players in keeps and in Imperial City so much. I'm so hard to get, so hard to hit. So even though my health pool is not that high, my survivability is still quite high nonetheless. So let me know what you think about it. Leave your comments in the sections below. Leave a like and a subscribe. I'm trying to get back to monetizing my channel ever since YouTube changed things. Now I need 1,000 subscribers, so if you want to help me out, just hit a subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for following me, thanks for watching these videos. Hope they help you. I'll see you out there in Cyrodiil. Take care, bye.